You are watching Automotivate, and I'm Chris. Now, BMWs have been given a bad rap, and that's for good reason. And in general, they are unreliable, pricey, expensive to fix, and hard to work on. But what if I told you that some BMWs could last upwards to 400,000 miles? If you're new to Automotivate, I give out a lot of advice and tips on just about everything cars. So subscribe and hit the bell. Here are 5 of the most reliable BMWs that you should buy. Let's get started. This list must start off with the greatest and earliest, the BMW E30. Now, why the E30? It was simple times when it came out. Less electronics and more of the great German engineering that BMW was so great at doing. BMW started creating engines and the Germans loved them so much that they used their engines in their airplanes. Then BMW made reliable and good on gas motorcycles, and now they create cars. The E30 BMW has the M20 engine, which is the base of most of the reliable BMWs to this day. If the BMW does not have the incredible balance N96, most likely it will not be reliable. The early BMW from 1977 had 148 horsepower and 151 foot-pounds of torque. And if you have a fat wallet, the BMW E30 M3 is not a bad choice either. It would just be a lot more expensive. The M3 literally came out into production to compete in the WTCC, or the World Touring Car Championship. That's pretty cool. Now we have the E36 325i. With this BMW and every other BMW I list off, the preferred gearbox is going to be the manual transmission because they are a lot more simple and less prone to braking. The engine is the same similar engine from the BMW E30 with its pretty bulletproof N96 engine and 189 horsepower, which is 40 more horsepower from the previous generation. The thing about BMW, as they become newer and newer, they become less and less reliable. That is mainly due to technology, and the tech that they have just ends up breaking over time. However, the E36 does not have much tech, and to me, I absolutely love the look of them. They're clean, sleek, and very simple. The E36 328 has a different type of engine compared to the E36 325 engine, yet with more horsepower. However, the 328 has pretty high sulfur content, which eats away the Nikasil liners within the engine. Now, I have heard a few stories of people who have owned the BMW 328i with over 385,000 miles, and with the motor still running strong, and the electrical components are still working fine as well. Only the convertible top is pretty worn out. Let us keep moving up the generations. The E36 330i from 2000 to 2006. This 330 wielded the 3-liter N96 engine, which was like the 325's E46 motor, the M54B25 motor that shared the same bore, but the 330i M54B30 engine had increased stroke from the 325 that gave the 330i more horsepower. 225 horsepower to be exact. The E46 325i uses the basic M54B25 engine, but had less stroke from the 330i, which gave it only 189 horsepower. The tried and true N96 engine that BMW is known for is the common theme in this video, except for a few exceptions that I'm about to get to. This E46 is almost the same from the E36, but in a different skin. They are reliable, but I would expect some electrical components to go out over time. Enough of the 3 Series, we have the E34 525i from 1988 through 1996.
Guy on a block now, saved from the school of hard knocks, boy you dropped out. I don't see the credentials, I don't see the potential. Every night I'm in my room with a pad and a pencil, said no to the fuck shit. These days, who knows what trust is? I'm just trying to make moves and get up quick, and you know that we are nothing to be fucked with.
It has the 2.5-liter inline-6 with no double band nose, and it was the first car in that series that had all-wheel drive version of the 525, the 525xi from 92 to 96. The M50 B25 motor iron block single overhead cam engine has 189 horsepower and 180 foot-pound of torque. However, the 525iX with the N96 was pretty rare, and only 9,366 were produced. Since it is an earlier BMW, expect this N96 5 Series to last a long time.
Forever, ever.
Since we are still talking about the 5 Series, I thought that the E39 540i from 95 to 03 is an honorable mention. It utilizes a V8 that has 282 horsepower, 320 foot-pound of torque. And I would opt for a manual gearbox, obviously, which is very comparable to the M5, minus all the reliability issues. It is basically a detuned M5, yet it's still kind of a performance car, which is cool. Also, keep in mind guys that older usually means issues in suspension and water pumps, but that's typical for most BMWs, and those are not hard or too expensive to repair. This same engine was in the 96 to 98 BMW 7 Series, the BMW 740 and the 740iL, but those are much more luxurious and prone to electrical issues compared to the 5 Series. And it was also in the 97 to 99 BMW 840C I Series. Now, this is the kicker. These engines can last over 350,000 miles. The E90 BMW 330i from 2004 to 2008. This is the newest BMW that you can get with the N96 engine that remains reliable and true. Just as these BMWs became newer and newer, the reliability goes down, like I mentioned before. This E90 has a lot more tech, yet it still stays just a bit more simple. But if you must opt in for a newer BMW that will last, this is it. I read that one owner has 278,000 miles on his 2006 330i, yet it does burn a bit of oil, but he just said that he kept it topped off. BMW still creates their near perfect N96 engine. However, with these newer BMWs, it's hard to tell yet if they will last and be reliable. I'm sure most of you are thinking about the M54 335i BMW with a turbo. If you have to grab the 335i, grab the 07 model because it has forged internals, which makes that year the safer bet if you grab the 335i. Keep in mind, these cars still have turbo issues and a few other issues that can get pretty pricey, so just be careful. BMWs will last a long time if they have been taken care of and if you grab the ones I have mentioned. The main thing that go out are the bushings, some of the suspension, and small electrical components. However, if you take care of the car, they can last upwards to 300,000 miles and even more, as I had talked about. If you're new to the channel, be sure to press that subscribe button, and to keep up to date with all my new videos, press that notification bell. Guys, thank you for watching, and I hope everyone is staying as safe as they can be. The world is getting pretty crazy with all these ignorant people, and being around them can be a bit dangerous in some cases. If you have the time, check out one of these videos. I know you want to. This is Chris with Automotivate. Always appreciate one another. I'll see you next time.